another episode of Get Fit for a Purpose. Today, I want to dive into a topic that many of us struggle with. It's really common, and you might see it referred to as the all or nothing mindset. So, are you the kind of person who misses a workout or two and then gives up entirely? Maybe you've had a meal out on a Friday night with your friends. You've maybe had the dessert that you weren't planning to have, maybe a few glasses of wine, more than you'd planned to have. And then you think, oh, crikey, I've blown it. I might as well give up until Monday because I've blown the week and then just start again on Monday. Now, if that sounds like you, you're not alone. This is also called the perfectionist mindset, and it's often what holds us back from reaching our weight loss goals or indeed any goals that we set ourselves. So let's talk about why perfectionism can be so detrimental. First off, we have an all or nothing thinking. So striving for that perfection, it often leads to frustration. And when things don't go as planned, because it's life and not everything will go as planned, you tend to think that if you can't follow your diet or exercise plan perfectly, there's no point in trying at all. You give up. And it's that mindset that completely derails your progress. Then, on top of that, you've got the issue of unrealistic expectations. Perfectionists often set themselves goals that are way too ambitious, and they just set yourself up for failure. If you are focused on losing a significant amount of weight in a really short period, you're going to be disappointed and discouraged when it doesn't happen. And let's not forget the increased stress. The pressure to be perfect can increase your stress levels. That in turn is likely to lead to emotional eating, comfort eating, or on you giving up entirely. It's a vicious circle that's so counterproductive. Another big one to think about is people with a perfectionist mindset often have a lack of flexibility. And because life is unpredictable, a rigid mindset doesn't allow for the necessary adjustments that you are going to have to make along the way for life. So, flexibility in your approach, having a flexible mindset, having an open mind to dealing with things that go wrong, that's how you stay on track. And I know it sounds counterintuitive that being comfortable with being off track and being comfortable with all of these curveballs is what actually allows you to keep moving forward and to keep going when things don't go perfectly. So let's get practical. Here are some scenarios that lots of us would have been in at one point or another. And I just want to talk about how changing how you look at the situation can help you overcome to push through that perfectionism and keep going. So scenario one is if you miss a workout, and this happens all of the time, whether you've had a busy day at work, you've had childcare issues, or maybe by the time you've got home, you were just too exhausted to work out. Firstly, don't stress. Missing one workout here and there is not going to ruin any progress. What you need to do is adjust your plan. So if you miss a workout, just see if you can plan a shorter session for the next day instead of your regular routine. So even if you just stick in an extra 15-minute walk, maybe during your lunch hour the next day, that can make a difference. All of these little extra things that you can do instead are a step in the right direction towards a healthier you. So looking for ways to stay active, to incorporate more movement into your day if you can see it coming that you're not going to be able to get to your workout to the gym that evening. Look at things you can do during that same day. Can you take the stairs? Can you walk during some of the phone calls or the meetings that you've got caught on? Can you do some light stretching before you get into bed in the evening? Focus totally on what you can do, what is achievable, rather than the fact that you've missed a workout. Scenario number two is where we've indulged in unhealthy food. Say unhealthy food, fun food, celebration food, the stuff that every now and again it's just good to eat. So you've gone out with friends, you've ended up eating some foods that were not part of your diet plan that week. Forgive yourself. You've done it. It's happened. There is not a lot you can do about it. And one meal is not going to undo all of the hard work that you've done up until this point. What you have to focus on is not the fact that you messed up, didn't stick to your plan. You need to focus on, well, what can you do to get back on track by making the next meal that you have a healthy one. Focus on balanced nutrition without depriving yourself. Plan ahead next time. Take the lessons that you can learn from what's happened where you've gone off your diet plan. Was it worth it? Was it just one of those things? So plan ahead for next time. Review the menu beforehand. Decide on healthier options that perhaps you can choose next time. Or eat a small healthy snack before you go out to avoid you overeating because you arrive at the restaurant a little bit later in the evening than you'd normally eat and you're ravenous. Scenario 3 is the weight loss plateau. So we've all been there. You're following your plan diligently, and then the scale has a week or maybe two where it hasn't budged. First off, check your goals and your behaviours. So you need to make sure that your weight loss goals, your expectations are realistic and achievable. Losing a pound a week or half a kilo a week is a really great, healthy and sustainable weight loss. Sometimes, in fact, a lot of times people get really discouraged with this, what they see as really slow rate of progress. But it's important to see the bigger picture. That is completely healthy and realistic. Have you been really following the plan? So are you in a calorie deficit? If the scales haven't moved, it's not necessarily because the diet's not working. It could be that you've been guesstimating your portion sizes, your foods more than usual. We all do it. Consider it may be that you've had a salty meal, maybe you're holding on to some water, or are you dehydrated? Hormones can play a massive part in how much we weigh week to week, day to day even. They cause cyclical changes in our weight. So it could just be that the diet is working, you have stuck to your plan, but it's being masked by the other stuff that's going on. The other thing to do is to change up your workout routine. Try fitting in some more steps per day, because you're probably, if it's been more than 2 or 3 weeks, you're probably not in a calorie deficit. So have a look at what your movement's like. Look at things that you can fix or pay more attention to rather than throwing in the towel because everything hasn't gone to plan. The other thing to do is to track your progress differently. If the scales hack you off, and it's entirely normal for weight to get sticky on the scales at times. So the scale measures your whole body, not just the fat. So instead of just focusing on, so mix it up, change your workout routine or try fitting in more steps per day. Shifting things up, perhaps you've actually, when you look back, not been as active over the last week or two than you were prior to that. Again, it happens, life happens, our routines change a little bit. But track your progress, have a look at what you've done and see what you can do differently. Remember, it is entirely normal for weight to get sticky on the scales at times. Plateaus are normal. The scale measures your whole body, not just the fat. So instead of focusing solely on what the scale is telling you, track other measures of progress. So take some body measurements. How are your clothes feeling? Are you seeing improvements in your fitness levels, your energy levels? Those are all wins that are, as you've probably heard people talk about, non-scale victories. So focus on those non-scale victories. And if you have been perfect, remember there are lots of reasons why your weight will fluctuate. Do not assume the diet is rubbish and give up because you believe you've done everything right. What you need to do is figure out why it's not working and find a way to make it work for you. Before I go, here are some final tips to help you stay on track. 1, set yourself some realistic goals and make sure your expectations are at the right level. Small, achievable goals that you can achieve in the next month or two rather than big, drastic changes. Be kind to yourself. Understand that setbacks are 100% normal when you're trying to lose weight. It is entirely to be expected. So expect them. Do not be surprised by them. Do not be frustrated by them. Staying flexible is also really important. So adapt your plans as needed. Have some plan Bs and plan Cs that you can do. Life is going to throw you curveballs. Your ability to adjust, have those plan Bs and plan Cs. That's the key to your long-term success. have a support system around you. Surround yourself with supportive people who understand your goals and challenges, people you can sound off to. Have a little bit of a vent if it makes you feel better, but also to get that reassurance from people who understand what it is you're going through and understand that this is normal. So remember, the ultimate goal is always going to be to have a healthy lifestyle that you can maintain for the long run. It's not to achieve perfection in your diet, in your exercise. If you need more help, I do offer support and advice on social media to help with fitness and fat loss. And I'm specifically aimed at advice at women over 30. So feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is at Fit for a Purpose UK, or on Facebook at Fit for a Purpose Admin. For those of you that want some more intense one-to-one support, I do offer bespoke coaching services. That's my Get Fit for a Purpose plan. And on that plan, we work together to mould the plan around your lifestyle, preferences, and specific concerns. Click the link in the show notes for details of those services. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye.